Bill is the continuity of professionalism. He's the epiphany of leadership.
He's made the league take many steps in the right direction, and it's going to be a tough role for someone to fill.
I think Bill has really come off as a guy that is not only the president of the league, but someone that each player is able to talk to.
He's given a voice a bit back to the coach GMs of the league. We see the game very similar. We see the league very similar, looking out for the best interests of the league.
I wasn't born into the love of the game, it evolved. My name is Bill Chow. I'm the commissioner of the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. I was the police officer here in Prince Albert. I retired as a staff sergeant upon becoming the president at that time of the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Along with that, I worked in the Western Hockey League as a scout for approximately 26 years. One day back in early 2011, there was a small little advertisement in the Saskatoon Star Phoenix, and here I am now.
Working with Bill was great. He really symbolizes what a leader should be. With his years of being an RCMP in Prince Albert and, working in hockey in all these years, he has that attitude where he needs to get things done. He's assertive, makes decisions.
He had a direction that he wanted to see the league move forward. He was very eloquent in the way that he spoke to the governors and the coaches. I was excited to see what he was going to do for the SJHL.
As the commissioner, there's a variety of different tasks that you have. Part of it, is obviously communicating with volunteers, the fans, the coaches, the governors. The other part, there has to be a disciplinary portion of it when it comes to the league and the operations and the way the game is played nowadays.
It's a job that most teams will call you up and they're always complaining about something. And Bill kind of gives you the answer that you don't always want to hear, but it's good. And he's made the league take many steps in the right direction.
Usually our decisions when we disagree is because it's very challenging. And a lot of it, we asked each other collectively, is this what's right for the league? And we went through, that's how we've overcome some major challenges is this what's right? Does this feel right?
You can do a lot of right and you can do a lot of wrong. Because everyone's going to be on both sides, but it's someone's got to deal with it.
He's had a lot of big wins, but he was there during the Humboldt Broncos bus crash, and then a couple of years later we get hit with the pandemic, and he's stood through all of that as well, and so it just really shows who Bill is and that he has the integrity, and he went through all of that, right? So.
The Humboldt tragedy and COVID, I definitely don't hope that they define my tenure as commissioner of the league. You have to separate those two because one's not like the other. Obviously, when it comes to the Humboldt Bronco tragedy, for a lack of a better term, I'll wear that for the rest of my life. Over the last 3-4 years, for a lot of people, that has taken a big toll on them.
Overcoming the unknowns. There was no playbook to overcome a tragedy like that, and Bill led with his heart. He made decisions based on what was good for everybody involved, and under his leadership we were able to move past that. But then we went into COVID, which added another element of challenge. So I don't know what the league would do without a leader that just consistently went to work and did what's best for the league.
So I think that's a tough thing with that position. It's you don't want to deal with the tragedies, but how you deal with tragedy is typically how you are remembered.
How I want to be remembered is, when it comes to the fans and to the organizations, somebody that, was willing to talk and stand there and have a chat with them for a few minutes. I tried my best regardless of what the situation was. I believe that, I always had a thought process of, what's in the best interest of the league. And not as individual teams. And you have to try to make them see what's in the best interest of the league. And, in those situations, you're going to have some teams where it may benefit more than other teams at certain times and situations. And then other times it's going to benefit those other teams at certain times and situations. And I get it when those organizations are really trying to, send their message as to what they need. To make them successful, but we have to find a way to make a commitment from all 12 teams to make it the best for everybody. As I'm getting ready to leave, do I believe that the league is in a better state than it was? There's a number of factors that have come into play with that. We always talk about scholarships, for the players, because that's why they play Junior A, because they want that opportunity to play, for the most part, NCAA going into the States, youth sports in Canada, etc. And so from when I initially took over, the number of scholarships has increased significantly, which is something to be proud of, I believe, and something to attract athletes into our league.
Some of the proudest moments would be starting the SJMJ showcase, to working with leadership programs off the ice. He wants what's best for players on and off the ice. So the programs that we've worked with Red Cross to build leaders outside of the dressing room is things that I'm most proud about. Maybe it's not in hockey, but maybe it's in their professions, and how to deal with bullying and how to deal with depression. Like, all these things are programs that Bill was very intricate in building. Under his leadership, we do care what happens for players after they finish hockey.
We've been able to bring in broadcasting for the league. Many different marketing partnerships has been established through Bill.
What he's put into it, he's put a lot of hard work. And everybody doesn't always see that, the behind the scenes. All they see is, usually the negative things that come out. But hey, Bill's done a lot of positive things here for the league. And a lot of players have gotten a lot of benefit out of it, and a lot of programs as well here.
It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's a 7-day-a-week job. For the most part, it's probably close to a 365-day-a-year job. There's always something that can come up, and you have to be willing to take that time to have those conversations with people, whether it's, like I said, if it's fans, if it's governors, if it's coaches, if it's players. You have to have that time to be able to do it. You might get phone calls at 10:30 at night after a game with a coach upset with the call. So you have to love the game. You have to be willing to work irregular hours in order to do it.
He will be remembered as a strong leader, a friend, a mentor, and someone you could always rely on.
Bill, thanks for everything. It's been a pleasure working with you for the last 11 years. You're definitely going to be missed by this league because of the time and effort that you put into it. So I just want to thank you for everything that you've done over the last 11 years.
Thank you, Bill, for everything that you've done for me, and congratulations, on your retirement and next step in your life. I'm sure you won't be actually retiring. I'm sure you're going to find something to do in the sports community, and so best of luck with anything that you do.
Bill, you've always been there for me. Appreciate everything you do. I still remember some pretty trying times where I was about ready to throw in the towel, and you always talked me off the ledge, and we continued powering through, and I'll never forget that.
I wasn't born into the love of the game. It evolved, and it grew. The door opened and I walked through it. As time went on, you just became to love more the game, and And in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, I've touched on it, where it's the love of the communities, the love of the volunteers, and the commitment of the teams as well. And it's off the backs of the people, and it really, their level of commitment is second to none.
If you have program ideas that you'd like to see on MaxTV Local, email us at max.local@sasktel.com.